What is up, guys? We are getting started, and Andrew Evans, divisional coordinator for the Florida Coast Heat Division, coming at you guys right now on your kickoff to your Sunday phone jams. Wanted to send a couple thoughts to you all as we kick off our second all-day call day for the SC1 push competition. I wanted to get a couple quick thoughts out to all of our offices and all of our sales reps up and down across the division as you guys get ready for an awesome phone jam today and paycheck meeting. So the first thing I want to mention, okay, is SC1, the biggest, baddest event that we have of the year thus far, is quickly approaching. That virtual event will take place here on June 9th, so a week from this upcoming Tuesday. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, make sure either you or your manager gets you signed up on vectorconnect.com. You've got to be signed up in order to attend the event on Tuesday. So make sure that you've done that if you haven't done so already. And if you're signed up, it's going to be a truly awesome and epic event. I told people last week, I don't even care if you're not a part of the Alliance, unless you didn't get an invite or something. But look, you got to find a way to make it to SC1, okay? The only reason that you shouldn't make it to SC1 is if you got something like maybe a wedding going on and it happens to be your wedding, okay? Meaning you should probably find a way to be there, okay? The implications that this can have for both your paychecks, your experience, your business this summer, and the experience that you get coming out of this summer is really, really immense, and I can't tell you guys how much of an awesome event it is, especially to go there as your first summer sales rep on the job. So looking forward to hosting you guys and having you all with that. We will partner up with the Florida Caribbean Division on Tuesday, June 9th, and I want to give you guys some thoughts here as you kick off your phone jam and we enter into our second week of the SC1 push. We have many people that are coming out the gate strong. Many people across the division already at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7K for the push already to get started. Really, really strong starts. Lots of you guys getting for 10, 15, 20K plus push performances for the SC1 push. As you guys know, there's a contest going on right now, and top 20 people will be entered into a raffle between either our division or Florida Caribbean. And by the way, okay, I think, number one, we obviously need to have at least 10 of the top 20, but let's have more of the top 20 in our division, in the Florida Coast Heat, than they do have over in the Florida Caribbean Division. And by the way, guess what? We have less offices, so I think it's going to be even more impressive if and when we're able to do that. But the top 20, you're going to get entered into a raffle to win the pair of Yeezys, MacBook Air, Uber Eats gift card, AirPods. I think there's a couple other things up for grabs. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. A lot of you all have pretty damn good shots getting to the top 20. I would say if you're over 10K, you're going to have a good shot, I think, of doing that. I don't know for a fact or accurate or exactly where it will be, but I'd say it's a pretty good shot. A couple other thoughts that I'll leave you guys here with is going into the push. If you're not off to a strong start, okay, it's okay. You know, some of my best pushes in my career, my first time I ever sold 10K for my first push, okay, I was sitting at about $1,500 or $2K in sales going into the last 3 days of the push. That was the first time I sold 10K during a sales push, okay? And I really had nothing. I had been working every single day, going to every single Alliance morning that started at the office at 7:30 a.m., driving almost an hour to the office every day for that meeting, putting in the calls, making 20 to 30 calls every single day, okay, doing multiple points every single day, and I had not much to show for it at all, and I still finished off at a 10K push. So if you haven't had the results that you wanted yet, don't worry about it, and I think you just got to keep focusing on the actions. So a couple push thoughts as you go into your second week is, number one, are you focusing on your 3-day window? Are you always living, eating, breathing, and sleeping within the 3-day window? Meaning, how many appointments do I have for today? How many appointments do I have for tomorrow? And how many appointments am I scheduling for the next day? 3, 2, 1, okay, every single day. I got to make sure I got to have that going into the day, and then in my morning phone jam, creating more appointments. So it's looking more like 4, 3, 2 or 5, 4, 3 for my next few day windows. Coming out of the jam tonight, is a really good opportunity. I talk about, hey, it's a lot easier to maintain the momentum of a train versus trying to get the train initially going. Once a plane's already in the air, it's already used 70% of its fuel. And after that, it's just maintaining. So your Sunday phone gym is kind of like that takeoff. It's kind of like getting the train going. This Sunday phone gym is a day where you can leave. The goal is to leave with 10, 15, 20 or more appointments in front of you. And so that way, after that, you just start kind of rebooking yourself up, okay? 5 before, 5 after. You're making 5 calls before every appointment and 5 calls after. If you're doing that, you're constantly rebooking. Are you making 20 phone calls every single morning? If you're doing that, you'll be booking 2 to 3 appointments every single morning. And if you're leaving the Sunday phone jam tonight with a bunch of appointments in front of you, well, by doing that on a daily basis, you're constantly keeping your schedule for the next few days booked and living inside that 3-day window. The last few thoughts that I'll give you guys is to focus on your numbers. Focus on the stats. If you open up your Q app, okay, you'll be able to see literally exactly how many calls have you made since the push started, how many appointments have you booked, right? And how many of those have actually been completed. I'll look at your numbers, okay? And just see, it's a numbers game, ladies and gents. You can break it down exactly, okay, to the number of phone calls you need to make. And that should be your push. Your push isn't how much am I going to sell. Your push isn't even how many appointments I'm going to do. Your push is just say how many phone calls do I need to make during the push, right? And all you do is you take your daily demo number or how many, like based on your conversation with your manager, how many presentations you need to do during this 2-week period in order to hit your goal. And then you look at your statistics. Cool. It takes me, I made 100 phone calls last week. I booked up 10 appointments. So it means it takes me 10 phone calls to book up an appointment. I made 50 calls last week. I booked up 10 appointments. So it's 5 calls. What is that number? Okay. And if I need to do 40 appointments in the push and it takes me 5 calls to book an appointment, well, I got to make 200 calls during the push. I've made 40 calls so far, so I've got 160 calls to go. And that's what you're pushing for. So do the numbers. I'm always a numbers guy, okay? And it's a lot easier to know like, oh, okay, I just need to make 30 phone calls every single day. I do that for 2 weeks and I'll hit my goal no matter what, just based off of statistics. It's a lot easier to go out every day and do that. And it's to detach yourself from the results versus like, I got to sell so much every single day, okay? So focus on the numbers, focus on the statistics, and then just build habits, okay? SC1 is all about like, it's not about hitting the goal or not hitting the goal, although you should have some positive pressure and be eager to make a statement, get on the radar, and hit your goal for the push. But it's about developing the right habits that will allow you to become a very, very successful sales rep in your time and tenure with us this upcoming summer. So challenge yourself a little bit and just ask myself this question. Am I better today than I was yesterday? 1% better every single day. Okay, you don't need to have a 100% increase, but just am I getting a little bit better? Did I make a couple more phone calls? Did I do a little bit more actions? Am I a little bit better skill set today than I was yesterday? And so that's my challenge to you on your Sunday phone jam as you guys kick off today is, hey, look at last week's phone jam. How many appointments did you book up there? How many calls did you make? How did you attack the day? And can you do better than you did last Sunday? If you do that, I think you're going to go into the push. I think you're going to be excited by your results. And I know we're going to have some kick-ass leaders step up and make some statements, take some names, win some trophies for the upcoming SC1 push competition. I'm excited to see you all with your Alliance meeting tomorrow. And as you guys know, we have our contest. If you leave, and a lot of y'all already made calls on Saturday and Sunday morning. Cool. You don't need to make calls all day today on Sunday. But the goal is to leave here, finish off before 9:30 tonight. Are you leaving with 10, 15, or 20 plus presentations and appointments booked up for the week in front of you, right? 10 appointments, I would say, is a Sunday night. So 10 is you'll get 1 entry into the raffle. 15, you'll get 2 entries in the raffle. 20 plus, you'll get 3 entries into the raffle. And we will be raffling off multiple Cutco pieces, a 7-inch Santoku, a cheese knife, and I believe a hearty slicer to you all, to our Alliance members tomorrow morning with the Florida Caribbean division. One set of prizes for each division. We'll raffle those off tomorrow. Excited to see the phone jam results. Keep the hot updates coming in the Gunner group and keep getting on the radar.